Number 6 gives us a first order reaction, and they say 82.5% of the reactant decomposes after, 450 seconds. And we want to know what is the rate constant and then some kind of time. So a couple problems in one here. The first thing to realize is that we are starting out with 100% of a chemical, and then after 450 seconds, 82.5% of that reacts. So it means that 100 minus 82.5, 17.5% is going to remain. So that's our initial amount. That's our final amount. The key to solving this problem is to use the integrated rate equation. And the integrated rate equation for the first order reaction has this formula: natural log of the initial amount minus natural log of the final amount is equal to KT. We want to know what is the rate constant, so we're going to divide both sides of this equation by the time. And we'll go ahead and substitute in our values that we've discussed. 100% goes down to 17.5%. divided by the time, which is 450 seconds, S for seconds, okay? Punch this all into your calculator, and what I get is 3.87 times 10 to the minus 3 reciprocal seconds. So that's the first answer to the problem. The second problem says, at what time will there be 10% of the reactant remaining? So again, we start out with 100%, and it reacts, and it eventually ends up being 10% of the reactant. Okay? So this will be our initial amount. This will be our final amount. And so again, we use the integrated rate equation for the first order chemical reaction. In this case, we are very much interested in the time because now we know what the rate constant is. So divide both sides of this equation by K, and what you get is a new formula or an expression for the time. You divide all that guy by K, all right? And now we plug in the new amounts from this second question, second part of the question, okay? And so the initial amount, once again, is 100%. And the amount at time t, it says, is 10. I'll just use 100 here. And divide that by the K, which we calculated previously. Inverse seconds. Okay, and so the time there is going to be, let's punch this into our calculator. Divide 3.87, exponent 3 minus. The time is 595 seconds. Okay. Notice how the